Your AR-47 cannot be free-floated. That's all the intro that we need for today's video. How many people do you guys suppose are sitting in front of their keyboards right now, mashing the heck out of them, or screaming at their monitor? Sound off in the comment section down below. To elaborate, if you're using what is commonly referred to as a direct impingement AR-15, even though it's not technically a direct impingement gun, that's another hill to die on another day. Another video can be made about that at a later date.
This bolt is a gas piston.
But what is commonly accepted as a direct impingement AR-15, then there is no way that that gun can be free-floated. Let me explain. When somebody says free-floated AR, usually something like this pops into people's minds. The barrel is not free-floated, but the rail or the handguard is. Now, this does have a benefit, and the major benefit of this is that anytime I add an accessory to this rail, the harmonic performance of the barrel should not be impacted. So I want to throw a light, a laser, a bipod, a grip, etc. As long as it doesn't touch the barrel anywhere, shouldn't impact the performance of the gun whatsoever. A specific drawback of a free-floated rail is that it only attaches back here at one point. It's not very secure unless you've got it engineered properly. And the major drawback of any free-floated rail is that if you put too much pressure towards the front, that it can cause the rail to drift away from the line of the barrel. Now, this one's by Midwest Industries, and it has some pretty serious anti-rotation tabs on there, and those also act, because they are so long, they act as a brake against that deviation. So that's not something this gun is prone to, but I digress. Even though the rail is free-floated, does not mean that the barrel is free-floated. In fact, it most certainly is not. And here's my point. You can see that there's an assembly that goes over the barrel right there. I remove the handguard. This handguard isolates you from the gun. It does not isolate the gun from itself. You can see there that there is a gas block and gas tube, and they touch the gun there and there. So this barrel can never be free-floated. So what I want to do for today's video is go out to the range and determine how much changes in this assembly impact our ability to hit stuff with our rifles. Set at 300 yards and see if we can walk it out. Before we do, we need to talk about today's sponsor, because we know that this video is dead on arrival as far as YouTube monetization is concerned, and of course it's probably going to get shadow banned as well, so please sound off in the comment section down below, click those like buttons and all that sort of stuff. It helps break the algorithm. But today's sponsor is DLD VIP. DLD VIP is an online retailer that deals in all the things that you and I like: lights, optics, knives, backpacks, bipods, other accessories, and of course, guns. But besides the fact that they actually have stock, for now anyway, that's not what makes them special. What's really interesting about DLD VIP is they have a section called webinars, and what's really neat about this is they are product reviews that have a limited audience available for viewership. They only sell so many tickets to see this review, and then at the end of the review, they give it away. So they might have this mug listed, and we'll say that this mug costs $20. They might sell 20 tickets for $1, or maybe just 2 tickets for $10 a piece. And then you have an opportunity to get in, watch their stellar review on the paint job on this particular thing here, and then at the end of it, after they're done with their bit, they're going to choose a winner. That said, it is a drawing, and statistically speaking anyway, you are not likely to win every drawing that you participate in. But say that you really want that mug. Well, after the webinar is complete, if you did not win, your purchase of your ticket to view the webinar can be used as funding towards the purchase of that item. Now you guys know how this works. We're all adults here, but this is YouTube. And because this is YouTube Bizarro Land, I can't link directly to DLD VIP because they are a federal firearms licensee that lists guns. In addition to the other cool stuff that they've got going on over there, even though it's a federally regulated business, but I can link to their social media pages, and I'm sure that you guys are more than capable of running a browser to catch up with them. Thank you for sitting through the sponsored slot, and special thanks to DLD VIP for bringing us today's video. For today's test, we're going to be shooting 300 blackout, and specifically speaking, we're going to be shooting at 220 grain subs. These ones are from Fiocchi, and they're about 900 feet per second or something like that. The reason why I want to use that over any other rifle caliber is because a slower projectile should be more apparent on target if we have any changes in harmonic performance that impact accuracy and precision. Because the projectile is doing fewer feet per second or less distance per unit time. All right, let's go take a look. Well, I can say this, that it looks to me like the rifle doesn't really care for that ammunition very much, but we're going to go ahead and say that the average is about in there somewhere. Now I've gone ahead and removed the gas block and gas tube, and obviously I'm going to have to cycle this each time, but we're going to see what happens. Okay, let's go take a look. Well, that's interesting. First group's on top, second group's on bottom. So now I put it back together. Let's see if we can get a repeat. Yeah, I think I have an alignment problem. I think you guys are gonna like this. Up here. So I think I had a little bit of an alignment problem on that last one. I'm not entirely sure that that's the problem. I'll check it when I get back to the shop and see if I can do a little bit better, considering I just kind of threw it together really quick. But what's really interesting though, is that all three of those groups are different depending on original position of the gas block, no gas block, and then the whatever the heck that was changes how it impacts. And I don't know about you, but that's not something I typically think of when I'm putting something like that together. And I think that that's really cool. We learned today. Now, that was pretty neat, I have to admit. A lot of times I go out and try to test something and I get no result, and therefore you guys don't see the video. Today we actually got results. However, word of caution. What we did in this video was very, very poor science. In fact, I would not call it science at all. One, very, very few replicates. Not very good on statistics significance, that's for sure. Number two, we changed more than one variable. And it only looks like we changed one variable because we only took the gas block on and put it back on. But remember, when the gas block is removed, we now have an open system. So previously, when the gas block is properly installed, the gas flows through the gas block back to the guts. Okay, so there's an interaction there. That gas has to go somewhere. That gas still gets vented, it just doesn't go down the tube. And therefore, the system is open to ambient air, so some of the result that we saw in this wasn't just harmonics, it was an actual pressure differential inside the barrel. So that is a thing. Now, if you guys would like, if you guys make this video super popular, go after it. I won't put a limit on what the likes got to be on the thing, but pass this thing around. If you guys want, and show me that you want it, I will do my best to come up with a way to plug a gas port so that we can definitively isolate the gas block from the whole thing. So we'll hand cycle it all, and we'll just have a gas block that's not breathing any fire. But I thought this was interesting. I had never thought, or I guess never thought about it for more than a couple seconds. A gas block and its alignment could screw up the harmonics of a barrel that much. Thanks for joining us on today's video. It was excellent to have you guys here. And I had a fun one doing this one, and hopefully we'll see you on a future video here at the VSO Gun Channel.